Hi. Sorry, I went to get a cookie, and then it's 11, so I'm here, I swear. I just have cookie in my mouth, so just give me a hot second so I can eat it properly. And if you hear like a slight sound in the background, that's the heater. It's cold. I need to turn it off, though, because it jacks up the electric bill. I know, because I'm the one paying for it, so. Yeah, and also it is Chinese New Year, and it's considered a holiday where my kid's school is at, so he gets to stay home and be a little lazy. So why not? So if you hear him, saying his usual words and activities, he is here. So yeah. And I noticed while I was setting up, just this morning, my little spread out for the thumbnail, and I was like looking for these dang things. I just bought them, then I put them somewhere because I was cleaning up a while back, and then I was like, where the heck are my really cute snake money envelopes? I found them this morning. I remembered which box I put it in, you big goof. And so while I was setting this all up, I realized I don't have any snake art. And I was like, why didn't I know? I know like there's like people out there, especially I don't mind those who own them for the sake, like, oh, I actually like snakes. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't like those who get them like just to be unique. And I'm like, oh my God, just like the pet. That's fine. You don't have to have all these, be all up in airs about having a unique pet. Okay, don't do that. As long as you know how to take care of them, by all means, have at it. Don't go doing weird stuff. Anyway, I wanted to do some snake art, but as you can see here, it's mostly the cute little critters because I need the baby steps. Nothing wrong with that. And if you don't like said baby steps, I do have like a very detailed version of the eye. I didn't start prepping this yet because I was working on this guy here. This little chicken nugget. I don't know why I call everyone a chicken nugget these days. Maybe because I had too much chicken nuggets. Just kidding. By too much, I mean 3. So anyway, if you don't like this kind of cutesy little art, I got this dude here. I saw a thumbnail of this guy with a guitar, and I was like, what is even that? It was so funny that I had to try to draw it. So I am slowly working on that, but the art itself, it's going to take a while because it's, again, more detailed work on a smaller scale, whereas these little simplified things I can probably whip up maybe within this live stream. I don't know yet. Okay, don't hold it up to me for that, because I'm talking too much, and if you don't like that, well, too bad. I do what I want. If you don't think I can do detailed things, think again, because I have been painstakingly working on this big, massive boy here off and on, mostly on my Instagram live streams. And so the other reason is I cannot fit this thing here with my setup right now. I think if I was a lot more popular, I don't know, I would probably have a better chance of doing this all full up and stuff. But right now, I don't have that kind of space. Right now, I'm taking a break. I'll show it again. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I am not done with I'm pretty much done with Venom's face. It's just the other stuff going on. I'm like, oh my God, I have so much going on right now. So yeah, if you missed that, I'm sorry. I'll show it near the end as a recap because I got cute little things to do. And there's nothing wrong with cute things and detailed things. And why can't you just stick to one thing? Because I don't wanna. Got a problem with that. Go somewhere else. And I'm sorry for the sass in the morning. It's just, I haven't been doing as much art stuff. I'm a little pee-offed about that just because I've been busy with things. It's pissing me off. And if you're like, what do? You don't do anything at home. None of your damn business. And I'm tired, and I hurt my back a little bit from the most dumbest thing ever, which is sleeping wrong. Yeah, don't do that, whatever that is, because it can just happen whenever it happens. And so I had lower back pain, but I still had to do errands. I still have to, it's not like a crippling back pain, but when you walk, well, for me anyway, and you pivot or even a small twinge of a movement that your back does not like, or my back in this case, it doesn't feel good. So that was kind of pissing me off at the time, and I did not like that, but I had to get things done. And it worsens when I do housework and cooking, especially because the longer I'm on my feet, at least when I'm going out, I do have a brief reprieve of just stopping, taking a break, and then moving on. Whereas with cooking, I have to keep moving around doing things, and then my back feels all of that. So it goes from lower back pain and it raises to the middle. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I was cooking, yeah, because like I mentioned, Chinese New Year. Oh yes, happy Chinese New Year. Growing up, I did not celebrate that because I'm not Chinese. I think I mentioned either here on Instagram, I have like a toenail's worth of Chinese blood somewhere. And yeah, my dad's side relatives are proof. But at the same time, though, I didn't really take it that seriously until I met my husband. He is full on Chinese. So I try to, we're not like, oh, I do all the biggest investments. No, I don't do that. We just have a lot more food. So I've been cooking a lot more recently. Oh my gosh. And maybe the money envelope for my little chicken nugget boy here. You get it later. He's just looking at me. He just woke up. We're gonna go out a little bit. So yeah, even with my back pain, I'll see it because I forgot things yesterday that I was supposed to get. And I was like staring at my list, like, what am I forgetting? Right when I got home, I forgot the thing. I don't want to talk about it, but I forgot it. And so I have to go out again. Plus, yeah, spend some time with my little chubby baby boy who's almost my height. My gosh. Just goes to show how short I am. Anyway, yes, I don't know what else. Maybe we're going to do something this weekend because this day is on a freaking week and most of the adults have work, so they'll probably push it off till the weekend to do something. As for me, I don't know, I'm just going to spend time with my kid for the day sometime after this, or, we just go to the park. That's fine too. Yeah, either or is fine. Fine. I can talk, I swear. Ugh, I didn't make a script or bullet point notes this time around because I was trying to get something done here. I did not want to just blather on and then I just paint less and less because I notice I do that sometimes. I apologize. Don't leave me. And yeah, there's still no one there. What else is new? And I'm hearing some people fleeing from Instagram because of moral high grounds. I just saw like a few that I was following this morning. They're mentioning they're going to not use Instagram anymore because of ethics. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. So I don't know what that stuff is all about. I just saw that this morning and I was all, what's that all about? Maybe I'll look into that. If there's other places to go that's a decent alternative and actually works and doesn't make you feel ostracized, not so much ostracized, but more like you're just existing and no one gives a crap about you. I don't like those kinds of apps. I tried a handful of art apps and they all feel like that. The ones that they tote around like Kara, whatever, Vero, Blue Sky. It's like another Twitter for people to bitch about something. Oh, sorry. Complaint. Sorry, I forgot. But yeah, I'm all like, oh my God. It's like, where do I go then? Okay. If you want to go somewhere, please tell us where else is there to go. Because whenever they make suggestions, I try to make an account. I go to said art app. And then it's like, the account registration is not too bad, except Car gave me a hard time. Like it took me over a week to finally join in, enter their good graces, only for them to just like, oh yeah, you exist, congratulations. And I get like a pity, like I have to compete with all these prodigies. What the heck am I supposed to do? I'm just some average mom that talks weird sometimes. So I don't know. I don't know what my stance is on that when I don't understand what exactly is going on unless I do a little bit more research. And camera, come on. Is it because I'm ranting about leaving Insta? I'm not. I'm just saying other people are trying to do that, or there's also a lot of fear mongering a lot lately, a lot more than in 2020. At least in 2020, it kind of makes sense. I'm going to say, okay, that's controversial because people, at the same time, though, the ones now, I'm just hearing like list after list after list of all the horrible, terrible things that's going to happen economically, publicly, in the government, with our monies, with our food, in the housing. I was like, well, let's just all, I don't want to say things, but like what's going on here? And I'm tired. I need to not look at the internet too much because when they start having a big fat list of fear mongering stuff, I need a break. Turn that crap off. Do something else. So it's really annoying because if you see that all over the place, all at once, sooner or later, you start believing into that stuff and you don't know which is right and which is not right. It's like, just do the research. Just do the research. And we're lazy. Okay, it's okay to admit that. I don't feel like looking at that crap right now. But then they say things like that. They don't cite their sources most of the time. That's another stupid thing. They just make a question just to spark attention for their stupid posts, and they get hundreds and thousands of views, and I'm one of them, and I hate doing that, so I'm not gonna look at that crap anymore. Should I uninstall? No, they mentioned that if you can't get rid of threads unless you get rid of your Instagram account. Like, what kind of crap deal is that? I only joined because I had a friend or two that wanted me to join. I was like, okay, fine. But I kind of was hesitant just because it had that feature. I was like, what is this crap? But then when more friends started adding me, I was like, okay, fine. Now I'm like, oh, much regret. What am I doing here? Okay. So other things going on recently, aside from fear-mongering posts that are trying to gather more clicks and views and all that crap, algorithm complaints, and yeah, I'm seeing a huge resurgence of a bunch of people complaining about not getting enough attention, not their best to not worry about the numbers, but hey, man, I should be in that freaking bandwagon. If you see my Instagram account compared to here on YouTube, it's a freaking massive contrast from there to here. But from here, it's because of the stuff I post. You know what I do at this point. But over there, I do mostly my art stuff and random things. And only the random things on a fluke get the most attention, whereas here also, but not as much as my other stuff. And then I don't want to complain I tried complaining about the algorithm. No one gave a crap, so I don't know what I'm doing that's wrong, but I also don't want to keep doing that. Like, that is me now. I have to complain in order to get pity, likes, and follows. I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to do that crap. I hate begging for people. That pisses me off. I don't know, something about begging. And then the other thing is they don't want to talk back either. They're all like, okay, yeah, I'll follow. They don't do anything. It's like, engage, dang it, engage. What the hell? But not all I'm not asking every single one of my followers to engage with me. You can just like things, that's fine. You can leave a comment, that'd be even better. But I try not to expect from people a lot, because expecting too much leads to a lot more disappointment. But it turns out they're super nice, or we have some common words and stuff. That's a freaking bonus for me, because nowadays it's hard to relate to people. They're extra hard to find in my case. And it's really, that whole thing about once after your 30s, it's a lot harder to keep and maintain and make new friends. My gosh, it's so true. And then there's a lot of people admitting that they don't even have friends anymore. I'm probably in that category in real life. Like, who the hell likes me? No one. Except my family, I guess. Most of them anyway, in theory. But I don't even know what to talk about, because it's Chinese New Year. I should be talking about Chinese New Year things, but I don't know that much. So it's just going to be bouncing around here and there. And I don't even have snake anything. I was like, oh, there's some cute, well, how these guys drew them in the land of Daiso. It's freaking cute. I like this. That's why I'm doing one. I'm doing a slightly larger version as a little painting, and I want some cute stuff to take a break from the detail. The detail. Okay, so it's not like I can't do details on paintings. I freaking can, but I'm also tired. It takes out so much out of me. And if I want to continue, this is how I take breaks. Cute little critters doing their own thing, enjoying life. What's wrong with that? Nothing. um, but I think because I do so many different things, so this is why I think I am not very popular amongst the art community and the community in general online. It's because I do too many different things, and that's because I get bored easily. You would like what do you can't be bored about? Like in terms of my hobbies, I get very bored easily and I hate it. I wish I can stick to one thing and do all the one things. Don't get me wrong, I do have certain themes that I do the same of. Mr. Zashiki Buddha here, thank you. And Sanrio things. Like, what are you doing liking Sanrio? Well, who creates things that are toys and things? Grown adults. Do children come up with this stuff? No, adults make them. So why not? The other thing is, sometimes I like to make additional backstory to some of these characters, but then I stopped because it started getting depressing, so I stopped. I had to slow down, girl. That's a bit too real. So I just like making the art and still trying to maintain the cuteness, but I could also try to tweak it a bit to what I like. But when I do that, I get a bit excessive and add too much detail. I just go too much in general. So let's just leave it as to what they are. They don't need too much change unless I have reason to change their character design, the background, whatever they have. I am always in favor of that, but until I figure out what that stuff is, I just copy. If you got a problem, get out. Oh my god. It's like I just do this for fun and as a hobby, so I feel like I have a lot more leeway and freedom. Yes, the rare time I'll use freedom to just do art for fun. And I think that just helps me be more motivated. When it comes to this is my livelihood, I feel like that's a lot more pressure. I can't afford to do that right now because, like I mentioned, I get sick easily and it's not fun. It's not cute. And if you're gonna clown on me on that, you don't have to be here. It's okay. I don't start stomping around and then expecting people to do things for me, and then it's like, who are you? Who even is you? Okay. And yes, I can English. I just like to make it funny to me. Whether it's funny to other people is debatable. So, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Hopefully no one disrupts me because I think someone in the house has an appointment and I don't want them going, oh, shoot, did I lock the door? I should lock the door. Give me a second. I just remembered. Sorry. Unless you have to use the bathroom. You have to use the bathroom?
No.
Okay.
You need to.
You're just enjoying the bed?
No.
Well, what are you doing?
I just want food.
You want food? What do you want to eat?
Oh. I think I like hot dogs and rice.
Hot dogs and rice. Always hot dogs. What about the tofu from last night?
I want fish tofu with hot dogs and rice.
Okay, fine. Just well, we'll have it for lunch since you had a late wake up, and then we're gonna go out. You want to go out later?
Yeah, after I play Minecraft.
No, because once you start playing that, you don't want to get up. Okay, so we have to have. Well, it depends on the weather because it's kind of but we're gonna be indoors most of the time. We'll see how it is. I'm not sure. It was nice the past few days, just cold and ugly. I don't mean ugly. I mean I don't like being outside and cold. But the sun was still out. But today it's a bit gray, and I'm like, eh. No, it's good. I'll just cover it up. Cover the blood of my existence. Oh, just kidding. It's just a cute snake. Okay, so yeah, this takes a while. Ugh, I don't know. Maybe it's the paint. But no, it's not even that, chunky or anything. Should I not have lines this time? I'm used to having lines in my work just to give me some kind of guideline, but sometimes there is... but I'm not good with lines. That's why I always put no line art. I'm not very good at explaining things, but I'm not very good at those. That's why a lot of my work has lines in them. Okay. Unless my brushes are not the best. How long? 20 minutes. This is all I got. It looks like a caca. It's okay. It's okay. I'll live, probably. I don't think I even have time for this guy, unless I wait for this to dry by drawing on this. So that is also a possibility. Yeah, shoot. I don't have a ballpoint pen on me right now. I thought I did, and I was like, oh, wait, I see it. I see it. Get over here. So I'll try it with this, with the card arts. And see from there. Okay. What else? So Chinese New Year. I need to talk about that. But, oh, I did celebrate Chinese New Year in China. So it's not like, oh, you have nothing to talk about. No, I do. It's just, it's been such a long time. I haven't been there since 2019, but that was for a vacation. We didn't celebrate it that year. But I did live there from 2011 to 2004, late 2014. So I was able to have the fortune of celebrating Chinese New Year in China. And it is pretty intense. Not a bad thing, but there are some factors that some people don't really consider when you try to celebrate there, like the fact that everyone is on vacation at the same time. And so, and it also depends on how long your work lets you go out for vacation. I think the general amount is 7 days, but some people only have like maybe 4 or 5 days. And one reason that I know of that they extended is so they can travel and visit family in other provinces or other cities, etc. So they give them some extra time to go and see their family they might have not have seen for several months. Who knows what their arrangement is. So that's kind of cool. But then a whole bunch of people have that situation. So they are all traveling, driving a lot, using the public transportations because there are so many people there. Both situations are crowded, insanely crowded. And so when I lived there and celebrated Chinese New Year, I was suggested we can't go very far. At most, maybe the city that's about 45 minutes away by bus. That's it. And maybe the tourist areas, if it's not too bad. It was pretty bad. So it was crowded all the time. Everyone's scrambling to buy gifts for their families. And, they get the money envelopes like these things here. Yeah, they sell them here too. So, and they have some cute designs. So I was like, I kind of collect sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes if I see something cute like these little critters here, yes, I need to stop doing that. They even have Hello Kitty. They have Winnie the Pooh. They have Doraemon. They have like all sorts of things. It's just be careful when you develop a collection addiction. Thankfully, I don't have that too much, I think. But I think for children and I think younger kids, not younger kids, that sounds redundant. Slightly older kids, like towards their teens and such, they can have extra gifts, not just money, like clothes or shoes or toys. It's kind of like their Christmas in a way. I'm not saying it is, but they have some similarities and they spend time with families. They have a lot of tasty food. Oh my God. They are, and it's the majority that I know of that I've seen is handmade, and it's freaking amazing. Like, how the heck? Oh my gosh. And so when I tried to dabble with making dumplings with my in-laws, I think the first year I stayed, oh my gosh, like they did this for years and it takes so long to make, and yet it tastes so freaking good. I gained so much weight. It's not even funny. I did. Not even funny. But it was so tasty as hell. And they were also, I'm I'm not sure about vegan. I don't know the Chinese equivalent, but they avoided a whole bunch of meats. At most, they can have eggs. And then they gave me and my husband meat, so that was fine. Like they don't impose their lifestyle onto us, so, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, yeah, that I don't understand how people do that here, but yeah. The food was amazing. I miss it, but I worry if I eat some of that stuff again, I'm gonna gain all my weight so fast. That was how good it was. And then we would go either out for a walk or play fireworks a little bit. The adults usually go smoking, drinking, play mahjong, KTV, whatever floats their boat. Whatever, and they also have like the Chinese New Year special program that they have every year. I think it's about 3 hours. I forgot to verify with my editor slash husband how long that show, because it's like ongoing, and there's already reels that I've seen of people watching the Chinese New Year, and it's not by Chinese people, it's by white people watching it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess, or they're living in China and they're watching it. I didn't really watch that stuff. I was there. Like, you don't have to watch it. Even the locals weren't even, it's just on their like background fodder. It's like, oh, and maybe they'll see like a few things, like a comedy segment that they enjoy. The dancing stuff, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, they get really elaborate with their stuff. It's amazing, but also a bit weird sometimes, but not a bad weird, just something I'm not used to. But I like it a lot better than some of the stuff here sometimes. Like, there's so much effort put into their performances, whereas here, while there is effort, sometimes you kind of can't help but wonder what made them think that's okay to perform like that in a public setting, in those outfits. Why do they still have a career? So I am not going to specify which people, but if you have that person in your head that should not have been performing what on stage in front of a whole bunch of people, probably that person. So anyway, yeah, the shows I didn't really watch, but we would go out on walks sometimes and then visit family in the next city over. And yeah, it's basically that, just visiting family, spending time with them, talking and stuff. I didn't really talk too much except my husband, because I didn't know very much Mandarin. Okay, but they were always welcoming, and Oliver, I was just enjoying the food. That's probably why I gained so much weight back then. But I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It's just, yeah, if you want to travel at your own risk. It's gonna get crazy crowded. I think there were some news reports a handful of years back, I think maybe before COVID or even after COVID, I'm not sure, but like, if you go to famous locations that involve long lines and getting stuck somewhere, like say the Great Wall or certain mountain tops, mountain climbing, they love hiking there, especially where I was at. And they get stuck for whatever reason. You can be on there for several hours. You can be on the Great Wall of China, packed to the brim for several hours. Same with certain mountain hiking routes. You're going to get stuck there if there's so many people. And it's insane. You can check on Google for like Chinese New Year, people getting stuck on the Great Wall or certain mountaintops that are famous in their area. They're like, how are they up there? So it's, yeah, that's why, like, yeah, we'll just stay home. And it's kind of a disappointment. Like, you want to go somewhere. Like, I finally have some time off from work, because yeah, I was working there, and then I can't go anywhere because everyone's going out at the same time. It's pretty annoying, but it is what it is. You can do other things, I guess, like walk nearby, I guess. It's like, I wanted to go out, but I can't. Wow. And so, okay, is that okay when I put this here? I can also use my marker, but I don't know how light or dark it is. I haven't used those markers in a long while. I kind of forgot. Yeah, you know what's so funny? I think I mentioned a while ago, I have a much more fun, easier time doing detailed, crazy, insane detail art. But something simplified, like this chubby little snake person here. Snake, I mean, not a person. It's more challenging for me because they have a certain style that it's hard for me to just do simple. I just enjoy making details, but then if you have to control yourself, it's a lot harder for me. And I think also my art stuff's not so good, so but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not if I'm not making it for anyone, I can give myself some level of leeway. But if I'm making it for a person, I tense up a lot. I have to like, oh, I got to be careful. I need to make them a way that they like, that it looks like the character or whatever they want. I need to be consistent and actually make the thing, because sometimes I get lazy. I hate when I do that, especially if it's stuff I don't care for. But then I can get the thing done on time. It's just, ugh. Okay. So this part's kind of hard. Yeah, it's hard for me, dang it. Okay, so this is not very good, but I have to let this dry for a bit, or I'm going to smear paint everywhere and it's annoying, but I also don't want it to make it too dark just because I like pastels. That's all there is. That's all there is. Oh gosh, did someone leave yet? I hear a gate.
Someone come back.
They did? No, because someone in our family has a doctor's appointment and they're gonna go out in a bit. I don't know. Yeah, maybe around this time. They have an appointment. Yeah, that's also the reason why I have been kind of busy. I've been helping some off and on helping someone help take care of them to some degree, or I help do their errands to some degree. And yeah, that adds on to my errands that I already do. And I already do a lot of errands, funny enough, and chores and all that boring adult things. Okay, let's work on Snake. I have 32 minutes. Oh my God. And if I have time, I can work on this guy, but I need my reference. Oh no, they're still here. I still hear talking. Okay, so okay. This thing here, eyeball. Okay. I did use pen for this one, but it started smearing. Thanks a lot. Okay. I'll see how it works out with ballpoint pen. I do know that they smear, but they do dry faster than the usual micron pens. I was looking at old work that I did with ballpoint pen. I didn't do that often, but when I did, it was like, what? I made that? And I was in my 20s, early 20s? What the hell? So I was like, maybe I should get back to that and see how it goes. But like I mentioned, it's been busy, so I kind of forgot until I saw some of my old reminders, more or less. So let's see how that goes. Let's start small with cards because I can. Yeah, Chinese New Year. I definitely recommend celebrating that in the actual country, but it's going to be cold, especially if you're more up north where I was at and there's actual snow. Just bear that in mind. I'm not sure how it is in the South because I know there are lion dances. And then I asked the husband about like, hey, do you guys have that here? He's like, no, that's a South thing. So I didn't know that was a thing. So I was all, oh, okay, because I didn't see a single friggin' lion where I lived during Chinese New Year. So I did not know. I was like, oh, okay, good to know. There's a lot of people just doing their calisthenics and dancing, exercise dancing at night. Like we would be walking out at like 8 p.m. after like dinner and talking a bit, and then just go for a small walk. And there's a whole bunch of people dancing outside. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And they're like wearing really thick clothes, but the cold does not stop them. They still want to be active outside despite it snowing, dancing in the snow. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But it's not that intense like certain areas. But I was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? As long as you're having fun and you're not freezing, by all means. What else? about Chinese New Year. The fireworks are crazy loud, way louder than here. I think here we like a show. We like to see pretty lights and colors and this and that. Over there they do have that, especially for actually, I'm not sure about now. I forgot to mention to this as a disclaimer, when I celebrated Chinese New Year, it was between 2011 and 2014. Hey, Wesley, can you close the door, please? Okay, fine. So, as for Chinese New Year now, I'm not sure. Okay, so I cannot say how I celebrate it is the same as the time as it is now, because I heard a whole bunch of things happened after the COVID. But when I was there, they also have public displays of fireworks at a certain time. I guess I'm not sure about cities and stuff, but they had like an arranged firework display around 7, 8 p.m. And then you watch it, and there's a whole lot of fireworks lasting for like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of fireworks. And then that's it. Okay, that's it. Bye. That was it. And it was near that house. So it was just like a 5-minute walk. It was pretty nice, and it's free. Shoot, that's pretty cool of them. As for now, I don't know. I'm not sure how it is over there. So I cannot say, like, please celebrate it as you can, because it might be different when you go over there. I don't know yet. I'm sorry to say. But when I did enjoy it, it was not bad. When I didn't have to worry about going into a freaking busy location and there's people and there's a ton of people and there's like at least 500 people coughing. It's like, oh, okay, let's stay home. Gifts. So the kinds of gifts aside from the money envelopes and toys and such for kids, for adults, from what I've seen, it's usually some kind of fruit, like the oranges, apples, very elaborate hand knit bread, kneaded bread or some other, like they have them in like intricate animals like crabs, turtles. I saw a lot of turtles. What else is there? Sometimes the family, if they have like a young daughter or granddaughter coming home from school or work, and then they always get so where's your boyfriend? I'm like, why is there no boyfriend? Aren't you supposed to have a girlfriend this time around? You're getting kind of old. They'll get that. So there's always that sort of situation. Or if you already have someone, oh, so when are we going to have a kid? What's going on? It's always the next thing sort of thing. And I think nowadays it's a lot more difficult, let's just say. Yeah, there's always I think that's a universal thing when you come home to see family and holidays, and then especially if you're young, just out of school, or you're almost done with school, or you just started working, and then they start asking about your love life, and it's really weird. Even if like this is family, I've known them all my life, then they start asking about your possible boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever arrangement you have, and you're like, it's not the cards right now, like with what money, So yeah, when you go home and see family, there's always the awkward conversations at hand. There's also for food, what else? I see a lot of fruits, and then sometimes drinks. It could be beer, it can be like healthy drinks, it could be juice, large bottles of juice. They may also bring cigarettes, sometimes for those who want to, that they know is a smoker, or they like certain drinks, even though probably they should not have that stuff, but they still give it to them anyway. Like, it's a gift, why not? We haven't seen each other in X amount of years. Yeah, they'll do that. And then I'm trying to think what else is there. Several places will be closed, but I think maybe after third or fourth day or some other, they start reopening, and then a whole bunch of people just start swarming around trying to find somewhere to go that isn't just walking around. So it will get crowded at malls. It will get crowded in places of business, retail, shopping. It's it's intense. And if you don't like a lot of people, you probably shouldn't be there. Just so you know. But I think, even though I also don't like, yeah, I'm also introverted as hell. But because I live there, you kind of can't just be meek and, and whiny. And this isn't my safe space. Like, I didn't even know that was even a term. I was like, what is that? But you can't be wishy-washy. You can't be all like finicky and whiny and complaining about when you got to get from A to B and there's like a buttload of people in front of you. What do you do? Okay. And I'm not telling you just shove your way in, just go along with the crowd most of the time. Watch out for your belongings, obviously. But I haven't had any concern with pickpocketing, funny enough. But just mind your things. It's just common sense at that point, especially in a crowded area. You never know. But overall, despite the crowds, despite the hustle and bustle of trying to get from one place to another to see other in-laws, I think it's okay. It's a pretty okay experience. I was not like stomped on, like I fell over and 50 people stepped on me. Like, I don't think yeah, that's why you have to be careful where you're going. And then I definitely would suggest trying to have a Chinese New Year. Just, I don't know about now. That's the other thing. That was between those times when I stayed. As for now, I'm not sure. I hear different stories, but I'm not sure if they're legit or fear mongering, because there's some people here that are from China. They also say some things that are quite alarming. And I don't know whether or not that's true, or it's just one certain small province that no one cares about, or a few small provinces that should not even be in the main news, but we hear it here. And then people go, oh, that small area, that is all of China. I really don't like, a lot of people do that. Like, you go here, like the LA fires, and they say California fires. Do you know what California is? It's not the same as LA, okay? LA is in that area down south. California is the entire state, okay? How do we not know English? Like, there's a difference between state and a city, okay? I don't want to have to I don't want to go back to school and have to explain to people what the difference between a state and a city. So when they say California fires, you think the entire state is engulfed in flames every day. Like, there should be fire on my desk right now. Like, oh my God. No, it's not. Please let that not be the case, okay? So, I really don't like when people just make generalized sweeping statements about certain places and countries, and they just use it for clicks to attract people, whether or not the statements are true or not. It's really annoying, and that's why I'm like, man, I need to take a break from the internet, because they just say whatever the heck they want just to get you to click. And hey, all of us have fallen for that at some point. I have. It sucks. And then when I realize it's a waste of time, I get so freaking mad. And it's just some schmuck that just want to have like 23,000 views on their stupid post. And I'm like, you son of a like, I can't stand those people. Okay. That's why I don't like begging for views and trying to spark some kind of trigger onto others to want them to click on the thing, because it's mostly some random ass person living nice in a nice house, doing well, and they get to complain at home. Like, I don't understand that. It's like, shut up. I'm sorry. Like, that's freedom of speech. Like, yeah, I know, but sometimes it's like, can you say anything useful? No. Okay, so anyway, sorry for my tiny rant. I just need to take a break from internet while I'm online, which is funny. I hate having a level of self-awareness. It's like, yeah, I should use less internet while I'm on a live stream. Okay, so far it's pretty cool. I like it. And by the time I show it up close, they leave. I swore I was not going to talk about that, but yeah, I know. My stuff's not popular. It sucks, but I still enjoy it. I think ultimately, if you still enjoy what you're doing and you don't give a crap about what most people think, and you are not offending people, then it should be fine. But nowadays, you don't know what offends people. Like, you can breathe funny, and then they'll say ableist. They'll say weird things just to, cause trouble. Like, oh my God, I don't like that. Like, what has this age come to. And, it's one of those old people like, oh, back in my day, we weren't afraid to have fun. We could say whatever we want. But no, we had a whole bunch of censorship a whole bunch of times back in the day, especially in the 90s. And they had a whole bunch of complaints, not just from like networks, but also like, say, in Living Color. I love that show. Married with Children. I love that show. Beavis and Butthead. I had mixed feelings, but they were funny sometimes. The Simpsons also were seen as, a source of trouble for little kids watching because it's a cartoon, but they talk about adult situations and they were not the perfect family because we always had those TV shows back in the day where the family is perfect. They have like so many kids and they have a nice house, and how they kept the house for a long while and not getting evicted or cry for bankruptcy. I mean, filed for bankruptcy. So you could probably cry while filing for that. I don't know. They don't explain that in TV, but it's just, yeah, like they had a sense of reality that families are not all picture perfect, clean cut, and mild mannered and stuff. They were, surly, cranky, miserable of their life, but at the same time, especially like Al Bundy, he's always complaining about his life and family, but he was always loyal to his wife, funny enough, even though he was in the jiggly room a lot. he still had his moments where he still loved his wife, even if he doesn't like showing it on screen, I guess. It was so weird. And then in Living Color, they challenged a lot of things on comedy, because I always favor that over Saturday Night Live. Now they call it SNL. Do you even people know what it stands for? They challenged a lot of things, but some of them, of course, they would get kind of too much by the network standards. And then I think it got to the point where the whole family, the Wayans brothers, they decided that they did not want to do the show. Like, they were trying so hard to keep the show's essence or what it was all about. But I think the company or some other was just not wanting to, but they want to keep the show, but they want to make a whole bunch of changes that they did not agree with. And so, yeah, like there was always censorship back then, even though they keep saying back in the day, we were not afraid to speak our mind. And it's like, no, there was some stuff going on. We just didn't hear about it, Or we only heard from news reports or mainstream media reports, but what was really going down, even to this day, we don't know a good chunk of what really happened, especially when we found out like what people were doing to get positions in the entertainment business, like, movies, TV shows. They want to be an actor, actress, model, and they want to be all the way up there, but they had to do something to get that part. Otherwise, well, I guess you're not that good then. I know. Like, geez, it's like when you find out that's how it is. And then I hear sometimes like, oh, maybe I can be famous. It's like from your child or a relative that they want to stand out in the spotlight somehow. And it's like, oh, no. No. So, yeah, it's... Why did this turn into... How did this from Chinese New Year turn into that? I don't know. Okay, so... Snakes. Let's see. Year of the Snake, man. I'm pretty sure maybe one of my in-laws is Year of the Snake. I don't know which one, though. I realized, I never had art related to snakes. I'm not interested in snakes, but these guys here, like I mentioned before, when I see them, I'm like, oh, okay, they're kind of cute. If they draw them a certain way, they look a certain way. I saw pastel snakes on in Pinterest. They're probably doctored images, AI, what have you, but you gotta admit, they still look pretty cool in like their pastel colors, multicolors, purples, pinks, greens, well, not greens, but like blues. And they look a lot of fun to try to paint. So I might try some, like, might as well. It's the new year. I didn't have that thing. You would think, oh, dragon year, pig year. No, I didn't do that. I probably should, but I was busy at that year. Around that time, I think, so I didn't pay attention. But this time I noticed, oh, I definitely don't have snakes. I think that's why I at least drew or made some craft of a boar or I've seen too much dragon art for me. Like, why bother? There's so much incredible art for that. And I didn't feel the need. But with snakes, while there is incredible art for snakes, for me, I was like, oh, I haven't tried drawing snakes. Maybe once or twice as a kid, and they were in the background. It wasn't like the focal point of what I was drawing. So maybe I should try something new. Dang it. So, okay. So, oh, this looks a lot better than I thought. Okay, so, yay. The eye, however, I'm going to have to use paint. So this is the general outline. Yay, I like it. Okay. I could have drawn a snake, but I worry that I don't have enough, like, it's going to take me a while to draw it properly. This guy, sorry, it's snake year. We got to put you in the back burner for a bit. All right. Paint. Okay, so do I have green? I have a green, but not the green. I have a lot of green today, but that's not it. I have so many greens, and yet not the one I want, funny enough. And then I even saw a few plushies that had snakes that are actually cute, so damn it. I didn't buy any yet, but I wasn't looking for that at the time, but while I was browsing for other things and I found plushy snakes, I was like, oh, those are kind of cute, actually. So they may eventually be purchased and featured at some point throughout this year. So, yep, something to look forward to, or cringe, depending on what you like. How do I not have green? What's up with me? Okay. Kinda. I don't have a dark green. Well, that's not. Should I add brown? I don't want to add brown. I want to dull it. Okay. So let's just get on with it. So we need a base, probably. Oh, and there's black. I thought I had a small, whatever. Okay. Okay, so these are, oh, okay. I had tissue and then I put it somewhere and now I lost it. Lovely. Why? Where did you go? Oh my gosh. I was just, okay, it's buried because, get over there. Okay. Yeah, I don't like ranting, but I notice a lot of online things just keep trying to make me want to click on them. And I fall for it like 40 to 50% of the time. But then I hate it when I look at it and turns out, oh, that's wrong. I was like, you son of a, like, irks the hell out of me, I swear. Okay, Black Myth Woo Home News. That's also Chinese related. I haven't played for like almost 2 weeks because, well, my editor and my little chubby baby, who's almost as tall as me, they've been hogging the game like a lot. And by the time it's my turn, it's freaking 1 a.m. I don't have time, so I haven't been playing as much. Until yesterday, I tried again, but I think I used the wrong file because I remember specifically I already beat that old guy who did away with the fox in chapter 3. But then I was like, why am I playing this again? I thought I got the most recent file. That's what it said. But then when I'm playing it, or it's possible my game did not get saved. I don't know. It was like, what? So I had to play it all over again. I didn't realize I played so much until I'm still trying to fight one of the chiefs in chapter 3. I was like, I beat all of them already. Why do I have to fight them again? This is dumb. But I was like, oh, well, whatever. I did find another area that I was not familiar with. And I found a few, like, oh, it wasn't that much of a treat. But I got like a free, like, head mask. Like some kind of headdress sort of thing from one of those weird creatures. And was like, oh, I didn't get that yet. So while I have played this game already 2 times, there's always something new, but it's not that much worth getting. And I think I got almost everything. The only reason why I played the 3rd time was to get the Changtian Gourd, because I messed up the last 2 times when I didn't fight all of the monsters. I was like, damn it, what the hell? So here I am playing it a 3rd time. And then they also did the expansion pack where you have to fight all the bosses again in order to get more equipment, more curios, and all that stuff. The other version where it's like a survival mode of certain bosses, I can't do. I'm so bad at it. It's embarrassing. Like, dang, man. Like I would be able to barely defeat the first one, and then I just get obliterated in the second half. That's how bad I am. And I have a lot of it. I'm like a high level too, so it does not matter. If you can't fight very well, then you gone. So I do the one with the singular bosses, but even then that's a struggle. And then yesterday it didn't record those wins. I was like, what happened? What's going on here? So yeah, it's been kind of annoying trying to get back my bearings and then finding out maybe my last saves from the last 2 weeks ago-ish, it didn't go through and I had to start all over again. So I was like, oh my God, why? So yeah, there is that. And then not my news, but my editor's news. He was contacted by Game Science and they wanted to show their thank you for giving their game like glowing reviews. Well, he didn't really review it, but he was always actively playing the game. And they wanted to say thank you for always showcasing their game since the beginning. And so they wanted to show their appreciation. And boy, did they ever. If you want to see the full unboxing, just look at Sam's Games, I think, on YouTube. And he just released the video yesterday. I'm in there too, just enjoying Jubaja. So I wish they made him a little cuter, but at the same time, it's a lot more accurate than what we've been seeing on eBay. And I'm pretty sure all of that merchandise is official, but not for sale in retail right at the moment, I think, from what I can see. But they range from like clothing to like sweaters, a jacket, sweatshirts, 2 bags, one for just like outdoors, another like an eco bag. They had badges or kind of pins, socks, a lot of socks. It was kind of funny that they showed the Monkey King as one of the motifs for the sock design, and yet he doesn't wear socks. It was the funniest thing ever. I thought it was hilarious, but I kept quiet. And then they also had like some of the packaging was kind of clever and funny. Like they had the Taoist master from chapter 4 chapter 4, that boss, that annoying boss that looks like a scorpion, like King Triton as a scorpion. It was really weird. They had him wearing all of the socks and he's like giving a thumbs up. I thought that was fucking funny. I was like, what? That's kind of cute. So I kind of want to draw that. That's hella funny. And then what else was there? There were the couplet papers that Chinese people usually put on their door frames for good luck and to welcome the new year. They had 4 of those. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But my husband had a bit of a struggle losing the rubber band, so he had a hard time putting them back in the box. But he managed to do it. And then what else was there? Money envelopes. They had money envelopes. And they are not like all the same design. They have like 4 different designs. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And some of them had some really nice looking art that I wanted to like, oh, I want to try drawing that. That looks really cool. Even the box itself, outside of the packaging box, it was like an elaborate design of the Monkey King, or I'm not sure if it was a Monkey King or just a monkey with a peach on his head and wearing leaves. Excuse me, but that was definitely fun watching. Do this one, maybe not. I think let's start on the layers. So another, what else do they have? I'm trying to remember. Jubaja as a plush and a really long keychain, a smaller plush. They were really cute. Um, if they made that Jubaja like in this design, oh my god, I would love it. Because this is basically the Monkey King's monkey. And I was like, oh, and he's naked and he's cute. And so they also have a monkey for Pom Pal, so I might buy that too. I've been holding off for some random reason, but I need to. I'm trying to remember what else was there. They came in individually wrapped zip bags and plastic bags, but they all had the logo Black Myth Wukong. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then they also had like the merchandise tag of that monkey with the peach and leaves. Oh, that was also pretty clever too. So they were quite well thought out gifts, and we are both thankful for it. Though I was wondering, like, did they know your size? And like, no, they never told me, because it was like a large, and they were pretty big because I can fit into them. It's like but my husband is way bigger than me, so I was all like, ah, shoot. But he was able to fit at least into the sweatshirt, so that's good. What else was there? And I made a reel. It's not as popular, but I kind of figured, because I don't know, I thought it would be, but who knows? It might take a while. Sometimes when you first post something, it's like, nothing. And then give it a few days or even a few weeks. Sometimes it just picks on up. But again, I try not to aim too high and like, oh, it's going to have like 500K. No, I don't. I just throw it out into the open. Let's just go. Let's see what happens. And then I find out I made a mistake. So anything else going on with that? I want to do more fan art now. I am a little bit more motivated to do so. And I want to draw that one with the socks, that Taoist master was wearing socks. I thought that was the funniest thing ever and kind of cute. So I was like, oh, I should do that. That looks hella funny. But he has a ton of feet. Like, does he only wear the 6 socks that come in the packaging, or he has to wear all of the socks? Because that's kind of funny. Yeah, and it's interesting that the socks were designed based off like Tiger Vanguard or that white wolf monster boss in chapter 1. The Monkey King, no, the Destined one, and none of them wear socks or even boots. So I thought that was pretty funny. What I noticed that they did not have was Arlong Shun. I was like, what? How did they not have him? I want to make jokes and laugh at him. Like, no, but I was surprised they didn't have him. So I was like, oh. But then I think this kind of package is not the same as the ones people were getting. I only know of 2 kinds, but the first one is actually you purchase the game and you get the deluxe version where you get the figurine and certain little curios, like as a necklace or a ring or what have you, and then that headband. Did I mention the headband? I'm sorry, I forgot. The figurine or the small statue figurine, whatever, of the Destined one. That one was kind of cool looking. And then some kind of Black Myth Wukong art. I think my husband liked that stuff a lot, so he was kind of thinking it would be sort of like that. And then the one where people were getting even put on the Chinese news, or they're like very popular after showing their unboxing of the gifts from Game Science. They are like game controllers to have like a kind of sweepstake sort of thing. There was also, I'm trying to think, because I only saw the video. I wasn't paying too much attention because I was busy geeking out on Jubaja. There was also one of them had that circlet thing on the head that the Monkey King wore. I was like, what? Okay, I guess. Like, are you gonna wear it? Or I mean, if you do cosplay, yeah. There was I don't remember game controllers, maybe a poster here and there. And and I think it was mostly game related things. I don't remember, but I was like, okay, that's pretty neat. So that's what I was thinking along those lines when the package came in yesterday. That it's just gonna be also a T-shirt. I think they had a T-shirt, so that's what I was thinking. But then the box was quite huge, and I was like, what? Why is it so big? I don't think it would take that many. Like, did they give him 12? What is it? 12 game controllers, but it wasn't even that heavy, and it was because it's clothing. But it was quite a large impression. And we are like staring at like, what? I didn't think it'd be that big, but yeah, it was quite big. So it was definitely a pleasant surprise. And will we wear it? I just worry about washing it afterwards and the quality just kind of, that's why I'm a little worried about wearing some of the clothes. I did wear that crying monk from chapter 1. He had a sweater with his big old head on it, and that one looked pretty cool, so I wore that one, and it was like the perfect size for me. I am a large man, and so in size, and so I thought that one was pretty cool, and I also fit the jacket too. It's not, I know it's not for me, but I was told to try it on. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm not sure whether or not they'll actually release it officially, but man, if I ever find proper official merch, I'll buy it. They're freaking cool. Shoot. It's kind of hard to find official merch from them when a whole bunch of people just doctor the photos, the thumbnails, and they try to make a good buck, and then turns out when it shows up, it's like, what the hell is that? That doesn't look like it's an official item from Game Science. So yeah, that's the other thing. You're not sure if the quality is that worth getting, especially when they kind of messed around with the thumbnail just so you can be suckered into buying said item. That's messed up, but they do what they do, I suppose. So let's see. Oh, it's already an hour and 6 minutes. I should wrap things up. What did we do today? Chinese New Year's, like what I did when I stayed there, but it's probably not the same as it was during the time I was there versus how it is now. There's also ranting about fear mongering online because there's a lot of it lately, and it's annoying when you get suckered and getting clicked, like the clickbait stupid threads that I've seen. I got suckered into some of them too. It's okay to admit, but I need to stop looking at that freaking online stuff. Like, stop showing it to me. I should just not look at that. And then there was also, let me get a small brush now. Then there were wanting to do more snake art because I realized I don't have snake art. I should try to do snake art. Why not? So here I am. I did not finish it, unfortunately, but this is pretty good progress considering I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. I had an inkling like, okay, let's do something snake related. Not slithering around on the ground, but something art related. I did a cute little one. There's a start, but I was waiting for it to dry. That happens a lot when I get painting involved. So I do several projects at the same time. That may not seem like much, like, oh, that's all you can do. Well, like I mentioned before, this is me taking a break from things like this. And it's funny, someone was here and then they left, and then I show this stuff. So I need a break from this excessive amount of detail. It's taking so long for me to get this done. And yet, this is how I take a break. More painting. But as long as I'm having fun, I'm getting something done, and I'm progressing in the project department, then that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I don't have to worry too much about it. I like doing different things, and so I was wondering maybe that's why the algorithm does not like my content. I am not pushed to other potential new followers. Sorry, something fell. Maybe new friends in the process because I do so many different things that the algorithm cannot function. Like, what the hell is she even doing? What is this crap? Why is she doing cute little critters? We have people who can like that. And then she does freaking Venom trying to eat Zashiki Buddha, you know. Like, where is the sense in that? And yeah, some of my followers have admitted, like, he used to do cute things. What's going on here? And I'm like, well, I like different things. They're fun. That's all there is to it. It's fun. What's wrong with that? And what else is there? Fireworks in China, the food and all that other stuff. And I would recommend going there, but I'm not sure how it is now versus how it was when I lived there, because a whole bunch of things happened, a whole bunch of rules changed. And so whether or not it'll make the Chinese New Year experience enjoyable or irritating, I have no idea. It's up to you to decide. I don't know. Traveling during the vacation time over there is pretty intense and very stressful, very crowded. Even if you have a car, get ready for miles and miles and miles, or kilometers and kilometers long traffic. If you're going to go in public transportation, you have to reserve those tickets early, or you are shit out of luck. You have to do everything in advance, do it on time, because if you do not and you do it late, you snooze, you lose, essentially. So yeah, it's very rough out there. So you got to plan ahead, plan time in accordance to what you are able to do, and hope for the best that you have a pretty decent Chinese New Year in the end. Let's see. And then meanwhile, this is pretty cool. Not bad at all. So I'm going to wrap things up. Hopefully I didn't say anything stupid, but everyone says something stupid at some point. But sometimes I forget until I replay this back, and it turns out, I did say at least 50 stupid things. But what else is new? Happy Chinese New Year. Take care. I'm going to leave before someone shows up and starts poking around. And I'll see you next Wednesday with yet another live stream. This is Delion getting on out of here, and I'll see you next week. All right. Thanks again. Take care. Sorry. I'm going to go now. Bye.